We're going to talk about the shape tool that you have on your toolbar right here, the shape tool. If you click the shape tool, it'll give you 3 different options of shapes: square, circle, and triangle. If you click it twice, you'll notice you have a lot more options of shapes, more polygons, things to work with. There's also a paint bucket so you can fill them in. There's 3-dimensional shapes if you're teaching about 3-dimensional shapes. There's lines and arrows allowing you to make your own thinking maps or graphic organizers, put a shape in, connect it with an arrow, talk about different things. You can draw Venn diagrams, and it's got the ability to create a table, select and create a table up on your board as well. Okay, now, I love the shape tool because I can come back here to the basic shapes. I can put up the basic shapes. I'm just going to choose a square to start with to show you what it does. And as I'm drawing it, you are going to see that measurements appear on the square. When I let go, those measurements disappear. If I want them up, all I have to do is select the little compass that shows here, and you can see the angles and measurements appear. Now, one of the things you'll notice is it is in metrics right off the bat. You'll want to change that. So if you hit the settings wheel, unless you're working with metrics, you'll notice I have the settings metrics, and I can switch to imperial, and you'll see now it is in our standard format. So you can make that change. That change will stay, and you can change back and forth. So if you're teaching metrics, you can have metrics up. If you're teaching in standard, you can have standard or imperial up, and you're good to go. So there I've got a square. You can see the angles, you can see the measurements. If I want to switch that to a triangle, same thing. If I'm talking about different types of triangles, it's really easy for me to see that this is an obtuse triangle or a equilateral triangle, or make a scalene triangle, and I can plop it up. If I want the measurements to show, I can put that up there, and you can see the measurements of the triangle as well. So really easy to work with, great tool when you're talking about those things. Circle is one of my favorites. The circle will let you put it up here. Again, you can see measurements. One of the great things about the circle, though, is that I can come here and I can divide that with the tool next to the measurements, the segment piece, into different pieces. So if you're teaching fractions, you can put that circle up there, and now if I grab what's called the selector tool, and we're going to talk more about that one later, I can come up and select this and pull this into pieces so that kids can visually see the different pieces of the triangle, and what I'm talking about is fractional pieces.